don't know why this thing does that. It just does some weird stuff. All right, Pilot Edge, connect. And we'll connect.
Connected to Pilot Edge.
All right. I come over here, go to Avatab, go to Charts. Let's go to Maps. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Airports. And then we'll go ahead and pin all that. Lake Havasu City. And we'll do the approach, view our alpha, and there we go. And we're over there near the base of the control tower. All right. Our very bland looking America West livery. But hey, you know, we're going to use this airplane in all the wrong ways. We're going to small airports and short routes and all that stuff. But well, the graphics look pretty good though. I mean, I have to say that everything looks kind of nice. Yeah. How it counts me as a viewer. That's funny. All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and get started at this point. There's nobody else here except for myself. That's okay. We'll have some fun with her. All right, we're going to come over here. Actually, no, we're going to come over here and we're going to refuel and we're going to look at our operational flight plan here. And we need 83,952 pounds of fuel, so we'll see what we can. Oh, we have way too much here anyway. So we're going to go ahead and remove some fuel. 83,991, that's close enough. 83,952, yeah. Go ahead, instant refuel there. And we're going to go to payload, and we're going to change our zero fuel weight to 500, half a million pounds. I like to say it that way, it sounds heavier. Half a million pounds. There we go. And then we're going to instant board and load because we're not going to sit here all day long and wait for this thing to load passengers. I don't have all day. All right, cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the battery master on here. And yeah, we'll probably just burn fuel from the APU. We'll just probably run the APU. All right, we got the APU door open, fuel valve, and the DC pump on. We'll press and hold here, and we'll wait for the APU to fire up. And there she is. We've got RPM, we've got EGT. The little quantity was good. Probably should have checked the squibs and the fire tests and all that stuff. There we go. We checked them. So everything's all checked now. So we'll wait for the APU to come online, and it should be online at this point. There's the exhaust. Oh, it's hot. So hot. Yeah, she looks pretty good. Very nice looking airplane. All right, so we'll come over here to the uh, close the bus ties. Gen 1, Gen 2. There we go. And now she is alive. We'll come over here and get the panel lights on. And then what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll get the nav light on. We'll come over here and get the panel lights on as well. Overhead panel. Excuse me, get all those lights on. Come down here. Get the forward panel lights on. I like a nice lit up airplane, you know? I like to see things. There we go. Come over here and we'll get the first officer panel lights on. That's pretty much it. All of our lights are on. We'll come over here. We're going to align the IRSs 1, 2, and 3. And we'll make sure the flight control hydraulic power switches, everything's closed here. Yaw dampeners on. Auto brakes off. And we'll go ahead and get the anti-skid on. We'll arm the body gear steering. Oh, engine ignition switches off. Cup is slaved on the captain and first officer side. And our high frequency radios are off. We're not using HF. And let's see here. Emergency exit lights we can arm. No smoking. Passenger signs on. Wipers are parked. Oh, we didn't do the wheel well fire test. There's the wheel well fire test. Um, yes, high frequency radio on the first officer side also off. Get the radio master buses on. Test stall warning. Mach airspeed. And we're going to get the window heats on. Probe heats will come on when we are ready to start. We'll do our lights test. Make sure all of our lights are working. And that looks good. We'll come over here and we'll make sure that the speed brakes are retracted, throttles are idle. Oops, no, now they are. Flaps are up, gear is down, and we got a green light as well. Yep, that looks good. Um, we can do the instrument warning test, altitude alert test, ground proximity warning test, rudder ratio test. That's all good. And we should see the rudder ratio light come on. We'll make sure that our hydraulic system for our brakes, for hydraulic system 2, we'll go ahead and get the hydraulic system electric pump on, and we should see, yep, there's the brake pressure. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Brake pressure, and the light is extinguished there. And we go ahead and close that. Good, so that way we don't lose any brake pressure there with our parking brake on, and that's the brake pressure accumulator. Yep. All right. Everything here looks fine. What we're going to do is we'll come down to the, oh, we can go ahead and align the IRSs. and nav. We'll come down to the radios, and what we're gonna do is there's no clearance delivery here. 124.175 on the ATIS, and ground is 121.8. So 124.175, which I've already got sent, and then 121.8. Oh, you know what? I've got to get the set my power to normal, and that's probably going to get those on. Yep, there we go. Set my power to normal. Fuel is totalizer is already set. Automatically does that for us. And we'll come back to that. And we said 121.8 on ground. We're at 121.8. And tower's 1945, so there's no clearance delivery here. What we're going to do, though, is get the ATIS.
Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have.
That was a little loud there.
San Bernardino International Airport, ATIS information vector. 2052 Zulu. Wind 210 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 26. Dew point 6. Altimeter 29er. Arriving and departing runway 6. Visual approaches in use. Read back all.
All right, so that is
Camarillo ground, Cessna 1324 Quebec is now ready to taxi from the transient ramp with Golf.
Air 1324 Quebec, Camarillo ground, runway 26, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha.
Taxiing via Foxtrot Alpha 24 Quebec.
Celebrity ground, good afternoon. Cactus 375 Heavy, Quest IFR 2, Lake Havasu City, information Victor.
Cactus 375 Heavy, San Bernardino ground, cleared to Lake Havasu Airport via runway 6, obstacle departure procedure to Paradise VOR, then asphalt. Maintain 6,000, expect floodable 29010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.4, squawk 5753.
Recruit to the Lake Havasu Airport via the runway 6 opposite departure procedure to Paradise, then is filed. Climb maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 29010 minutes after. 135.4, 5753, Cactus 375A.
Cactus 375 Heavy, read back correct.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and put 5753 here in the box. All right, we got that set. And put that there. We're going to get the weather standby. We'll put that to go around. It's already set. 6,000 initially. And we'll expect 290. Did I put 280? No, I did put 2980. Put that in there. Runway 6 ODP. So we'll come over here. And if we look at the ODP, which is going to be on this page right here, it says climbing right turn. So climbing right turn. And that's all it says, climbing right turn. Hold on. All aircraft climb direct Paradise VORTAC, direct Paradise. And we're probably going to be departing, well, let's see here. Of course, all others continue to climb, holding northeast, right turns 210 inbound across Paradise VOR at or above 7,700 for our direction of flight. So, which we'd probably be over there by that time anyway. So, but 7,700 and it's 210 inbound, and we're going to put
Tower,
the
Cessna 1324 Quebec is holding short 26, ready for departure.
112.2 here.
Air 1324
112.2
Quebec, Camarillo Tower, runway 26, clear for takeoff, 1250.
radio.
Clear for takeoff, 24 Quebec.
And we're going to put 210 because that's the inbound course, and it's right turns. And then in VOR1, we're just going to go ahead and center the CDI. so we can fly direct to Paradise. However, we will be using the INS to do that. Let's see, what's the indicated bearing to Paradise here? It's actually 220, 230, yeah, 220, 218. It's almost direct. It's a direct entry to the VOR, and like I said, will be direct entry, and it'll be right turns. So, because that's what it says here, which typically, the weird thing is, right turns are standard. I don't know why it says right turns anyway. Oh, yeah, it's fine. All right, let's see here. So we've briefed that, and we're as filed. So what we're gonna do here is gonna come up to the FMC and go ahead and put the flight plan in, KSBD, and we're going to Kilo Hotel India India. Put that in, and then we're gonna go ahead and put Paradise in. Papa Delta and Zulu. And then from Paradise, we're going to, let's go ahead and look at our operational flight plan. Nice. Nickel Victor 64 Thermal, direct Avery. So we're going to go to Nickel, so November India, Kilo Kilo Lima. November India, Kilo Kilo Lima. Put that in there.
Emerald Tower, Cessna 1324 Quebec is still with you.
We'll go direct.
1324 Quebec, contact departure.
Then Victor
Contact
64 to
departure,
Thermal. So Victor
SoCal departure, Cessna 1324 Quebec,
64.
211 for 4.
And that's
Air
Tango Romeo
1324
Mike.
Quebec, plane may go approach squawk 4725.
Tango Romeo Mike. Put that in. There we go. And then
4725, 24 Quebec.
Avery Alpha Victor Romeo
Air
Romeo Yankee.
1324 Quebec, radar contact, say altitude, climate maintain 5000.
We're
Victor
2.5 now for 5.
Romeo
24
Romeo
Quebec.
Yankee. And then direct Needles. Echo Delta. All right, and we're going to execute, and we're going to look at our legs here. So we have Paradise, Nickel, Paris, Hemet, Hap, Baldy, Corla, Thermal, Avery, EED, which is Needles. That's all in. And then might as well just put the approach and departure arrival. It's going to be the VOR Alpha, most likely from Needles. And we're going to execute. And we'll go to legs. And we can go ahead and look at that approach, just verify that everything's there. We're going to brief it in the air. London, Ahiri, Sevku. And then it's a right turn direct to Needles, and we're going to hold at Needles for the mist, which is a parallel entry. Good. All right, so that's all verified. Good. Perfect. That's it. Not much to it, that's for sure. And we'll execute that because we had a discontinuity there. Perfect. Yeah, pretty short route there. All right, so that's all done. And we can go ahead and calculate our takeoff distance here. Let's go back to performance. We'll go ahead and sync the load sheet, sync the weather, because we are using real world weather. Let me just verify that. Yep, we are. All right, V1's 127, 137, 152. 4.2 units on the trim. We'll climb at V2 plus 10.
1324 Quebec, turn
That's
right direct Gina, join
162.
Victor 326.
Right to
And
Gina, and we'll join Vector 326.
4.2 units on the trim, which I don't know if I can. Oh, you know what? That's probably why. I have to get the bleed air on. There we go. Now I can come over here. I can set 4.2 units on the trim. Okay, trim is set. And we can get the hydraulic pump number 3 off. Good. And that's pretty much it. Trim is set. Be a flaps 10 takeoff. V-speed's already noted. We said 127, 137, 152. We got the bleed air on. So we get the packs on. It's fine. Let's get the engine bleed valves open. Let's go ahead and get the fuel pumps on. We got the cross feeds 1 and 4, number 1 and 4 reserves off. Number 1 and 4 mains on, and number 2 and 3s off. And we're just tank to engine on the fuel. We got 83,000 pounds. We'll go and get the aft cargo heat on. Actually, that'll be done once we, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that yet. The jettison panels, fuel jettison panel, everything is where it needs to be. Jettison nozzles is closed. All right. And that is pretty much it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna come over here to the checklist. Do the before start
Before
checklist.
start checklist, please. Gear lever and lights. Down and check. Brakes. Parked. Start levers. Off. Radios. On and check. Flight control hydraulic power. On.
Yep.
INS. Check and nav. Compasses.
Slaved.
Slaved. Window heat.
Get that on.
On. Seatbelts and no smoking.
Get the beacon on too.
On. Emergency lights.
Armed.
Armed. Exterior lights. Check. Flight instruments. Check. Altimeters and clocks. 1018. Set and cross check. Radio INS switches. Radio. Radar and transponder. Standby. Indicator lights. Check. Engine and wing anti-ice. Off. Stall warning.
Checked.
Check. Mach airspeed warning. Check. Auto brakes. Check and off. Body gear steering.
Armed.
Arm. Anti-skid. On. Autopilot and flight director. Check and off. Takeoff warning. Check. Auto flight enunciators. Check. GPWS. Check. Instrument warning. Check. Flight director computer selectors. Check. Instrument source selectors. Normal.
Yep.
Reserve brake valve. Closed.
Closed.
Spoilers.
Or down. Yeah.
Static selectors. Normal. Oxygen mask and regulator.
All good.
Check and emergency off. Brake pressure.
Brake pressure's checked.
Check.
Stabilizer trim,
Stabilizer
4.2 units, which you've already
Check
got in.
and on. Rudder
Yep.
and aileron trim.
0,
Check.
or
Check
standard,
was completed.
rather. Yep, good. All right. Let's see here. Next checklist before start.
Battery. On.
I'm going to do that one.
EQ panel. Check.
Yep.
Auxiliary power. Check. Engine oil quantity.
All good.
Check. Fuel quantity.
Also good.
83719 pounds. Fuel panel.
Fuel panel set.
Check and set. Pressurization controls.
Oh, that's what we didn't do.
Check and set. Bleed controls. This.
This. Bleed controls.
Check and set.
Packs are off.
Hydraulic quantity. Check. EPR computer. Go around. Circuit breakers. Check. Indicator lights. Check. Electrical panel.
Check.
Check and set.
Let's get the
Air conditioning
hydraulic
controls.
system 4 pump on
Check
for
and
start.
set. Fire control and wing overheat panels.
Yep, all good.
Check and set. Equipment cooling. Check. Passenger oxygen. Check. Hydraulic panel. Check and set. Fuel jettison panel. Check. Crew oxygen. On. Oxygen mask and regulator. Check and emergency off. ADPs.
Yep.
Off.
Off.
Checklist completed.
All right, we're going to do the next one will be the after start. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start. We don't need a pushback because we're in a non-movement area. This whole ramp is non-movement here. So we'll just let them know we're at the base of the tower when we're ready for taxi. And once we're already started and all that. What we're going to do, though, is we already got tower set in standby, and I'm already on ground frequency here at San Bernardino. So what we're going to do is we already got the beacon on for start. We have about a little over 40 psi of duct pressure, so we want for start. Pumps are already on. We're ready to go. And we're going to start.
2999er, 24 Quebec.
Let's go ahead and start. And we're going to go, the start sequence is 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready to start the engines.
I'm going to use system
Ready
2
for engine
or
start.
1 today. No, if I can get
Starting
it.
engine 4.
Starter valve open.
All right, we're looking for N2 rotation. All right, there's N2. We have oil pressure. When we get to about 20%, we will introduce fuel.
20% and
All right, we're going to introduce fuel.
Fuel on.
We're looking
Light up.
for EGT. We have light off. We have N1. Oil pressure is still increasing. N2 increasing as well. We'll keep our hand on that fuel lever just in case we get a hot start. But it looks like EGT
Starter
is
off.
good. Starter's off, about 55% of N1. And we can go ahead and start number 3. So we're going to go ahead and start 3. System
Engine
1.
stabilized.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open.
Doing the same thing here. We have N2 rotation. Oil pressure's coming up on engine 3 as well. We're waiting for 20%, and then we're going to introduce fuel.
20% and 2.
There's 20%.
Fuel on. Light up.
All right, we have light off. N1. N2 and oil pressure still increasing. Fuel flow also gradually increasing. We're looking to make sure that we don't have any hot starts here, so we'll keep our hand on that fuel lever just in case. No hung starts either, and one is still increasing.
Starter off.
And we got cut off. We'll do the same thing for engine 2. So
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
start valves open.
Engine stabilized.
You got N2 rotation.
And 2.
There's 20%. We're going to go ahead and introduce fuel.
Fuel on. Light up.
All right, we have EGT, or light off. N1 also increasing.
Starter off.
Starter's off. All right, let's go ahead and start engine number 1.
Starting engine 1.
Starter valve open.
Start valves open. I
Engine
see
stabilized.
N2 rotation. That's the high pressure compressor. We have oil pressure as well. We're waiting for 20%, and then we'll introduce fuel.
20% and 2.
It's 20%.
Fuel on. Light up.
All right, we have light off. We're just keeping our hand on that start lever. Once again, fuel lever, just in case we get a hot start. We can go ahead and cut the fuel. Looks like EGT's normal. N1 increasing normally. Fuel flow. N2 and oil pressure still increasing. That looks good.
Starter off.
Starter off. Starter off. Good. That's pretty much it there. Why it says we have
Engine
no power for
stabilized.
the stall warning, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. We already got the nav on, the beacon's on. We're gonna set flaps 10 here.
Flaps 10.
What we're gonna do is close the engine generator, bus ties here, and then we're gonna stop the APU, and we're gonna close the system breaker there. Get the galley power on. Galley chillers on. Things looking good here. You can get the packs on. We already got the fuel pumps on. Get the hydraulic pumps on, and we can close electric pump system 4. Cargo heat normal. That looks good. Come over here to the checklist after start.
After start checklist.
Flight recorder.
On.
Start levers.
Idle detent. Parking brake released.
Engine and the ice.
Off.
Off.
Electrical panel. Check. Pack valves. Open. Dual warning lights. Out. Hydraulic panel. Check. Flight recorder. On. After start checklist completed.
Okay, very good, very good. Yeah.
SoCal approach, Cessna 1324 Quebec. We need a change to our routing and destination.
1324 Quebec, say new destination.
We need to land at Van Nuys.
Gosh, this thing's so annoying.
November 1324 Quebec, roger. Cleared to Van Nuys Airport via flight present heading radar vectors Van Nuys Airport. Maintain 5,000.
Clear to Van Nuys via radar vectors and we'll maintain 5,000 present at 824 Quebec.
November 24 Quebec, read back correct.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. Seven underground, good afternoon. Cactus 375 Heavies at the base of the tower, in for taxi, information Victor.
Cactus 375 Heavy, San Bernardino ground, runway 6, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 6, taxi via Alpha, Cactus 375 Heavy. Right, via Alpha for runway 6. Which is actually directly in front of us. Let's do our flight control check. Left, up, right,
Cessna 1324 Quebec has Bravo at Van Nuys.
24 Quebec, thank you. Do you have an approach request, or are you okay with the visual of the 16 right?
Requested the ILS 165.
November 24 Quebec, turn left heading 340.
That's the 34024 Quebec.
Beautiful airplane. Let's do the
Taxi checklist, please.
Flaps. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Takeoff data, EPR and airspeed bugs.
set.
Hmm.
They are set. I'm not sure why this does this. Checked.
Stabilizer trim.
Set in green band.
Yep.
Probe heat.
On.
On.
Left and
Flight
right.
controls.
Right's cleared. Left's
Check.
clear.
Yaw dampers.
Check.
Seat belt and shoulder harness.
Check.
APU.
All right. APU's off.
Fuel heat. Off. Totalizer and gross weight. Set. Flight engineer and pilot panels. Check.
Checked.
Aft cargo heat.
Is on.
Normal.
Or
Seat
normal.
belt
There
and
you go.
shoulder harness. Check. Taxi checklist completed.
All right. Let's go ahead and do the for takeoff. That's going to be next.
Before takeoff checklist.
Icing considerations.
Check. Check.
Transponder.
Nah, we're going to set that once we get up to the runway. We'll set it to TARA. Checked.
Ignition.
We'll get that on as well.
Damn.
And SoCal approach, Cessna
Light start.
1324 Quebec. I'll amend that to
Body gear
the
steering.
ILS
We'll
168.
disarm
Hold
that
on.
once we get up to the runway. Check.
Back valves.
Pack valves. We'll get it off now.
Wait.
November 24 Quebec,
Off,
roger.
off.
Turn 10 degrees right.
Ghost.
10 right. 24
Pressurization
Quebec.
mode selector.
Auto.
Fuel boost pumps.
On.
On. Cross feed valves. Check.
Checked.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Hold on. What happened to my lossless scaling? Let's get that lossless scaling back on, shall we? We'll get a few extra frames here. We'll go ahead and scale that. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch to tower. Switching to tower now. There we go, look at that, nice and buttery. I don't know what it looks like on the streaming side, but it gets buttery here, so. I don't know if lossless scaling renders through streaming. Not sure.
Burbank clear. Sirius 123 Zulu Mike. We would
Yeah,
like
there's
to
runway
speed up our
6.
IFR, flight plan to Las Vegas.
And we're going to go ahead and hold short of runway 6. And what we're going to do is we'll disable the body gear steering once we
November 123
enter the runway.
clearance. I need you to refile your flight plan for the I-5
135.4 for
and check the
departure.
box that says you're attempting the rating.
We'll go ahead and set 1354 here for departure.
Roger. We've already done this rating before. We're at a flight school, so it doesn't let us check the box.
Okay. It says you have it, but that's okay. You're clear to the Las Vegas airport. Van Nuys.
We're going to wait for him to give him his clearance, and then we are ready to go. We'll just note the time.
5 arrival.
Yeah, look at that.
Climb and maintain 4,000.
2,000 pounds of fuel.
155,
We've already burned
10 minutes
2,000
after
pounds of
departure.
fuel.
Departure frequency 134.2, squawk 5330.
I'm going to go ahead and put his volume down just a little bit.
All right, I missed some of that there, but we are cleared to Las Vegas
Yeah, there we go.
via the Van Nuys 3 departure.
Well, welcome,
Uh,
my only
then the
viewer.
Ragged, and then the Creso 5 arrival. Expect 5,010 minutes after departure, and then 5330 on the squawk. 123 Mike.
30 Mike, the initial altitude is 4,000.
Not on the center line there, but you know.
Departure frequency 134.2 and
I think you got everything else.
Alright, initial departure altitude 4,000 and 134.2 for the frequency 1220 Mike.
Read that correct.
78 Tower, good afternoon. Cactus 375 Heavy, holding short at runway 6 Alpha, ready for departure. We are ready to go. All right, we're going to go direct to Paradise.
Cactus 375 Heavy, runway 6, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 6 clear for takeoff, Cactus 375 Heavy. All right, we are ready to go. We will be sitting in the right seat. We are an FO. We are not a captain. We are an FO. That's what we are. All right, so what we're going to do is, once we line up with the runway, we'll disable the body gear steering. However, I'm going to get the transponder to TARA. We're going to do our lights, camera, action here. So we're going to get our landing lights on. We're going to get the runway turn-offs on. Lights, camera, action. Finals clear. We already got our start switches set. And once we line up with the runway, we'll disable the body gear steering. And then we'll start the clock. Actually, we're going to go ahead and start the clock now. There we go. All right, we're going to line her up. Nice and easy. All 570,000 pounds of her. And we're going to disable the body gear steering. We're going to spool up the engines to about 1.1 EPR. Trying to do them all together.
Stabilized.
There we go. We'll stabilize and smoothly and slowly advance to takeoff thrust. That was horrible. There we go.
Thrust set.
Yep. $80 knots.
80 knots.
Cross-checked.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Take about 8 seconds or so as a typical rotation so we don't tail
Positive
strike. And gear up.
November 34 Quebec, turn right, heading 080.
And we're going to pitch for V2
24 Quebec, affirmative,
until we
turn
reach
right,
1,000 AGL.
Right to 200, 24 Quebec.
Cactus 375 Heavy,
Gears
contact SoCal departure.
Departure, Cax 375 Heavy. See ya. Let's go ahead and start that turn. We're 400 feet now. All right. All right, there's 1,000 feet. We can go ahead and accelerate. And we'll go ahead and set climb thrust. Woo! Climb thrust. We're going to set here. If I can get this thing. Trying to hand flyer. So a little bit of work. Get the gear off. Contact departure. SoCal departure. Good afternoon. Cactus 375 Heavy. 2,600 climbing 6,000 direct Paradise.
Cactus 375 Heavy, SoCal departure, radar contact.
All right. Let's see. After takeoff, gear is up and off. Let's go ahead and get the packs back on. And let's go direct Paradise. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go INS mode on the captain's side. And let's go ahead and we're going to accelerate here.
Cactus 375 Heavy after Paradise. Climb and maintain 1.
1. Climb maintain
Sorry,
1.
Climb maintain 1 4,000.
Right after Paradise, climb maintain 14000, Cactus 375 Heavy. All right, so since we're using the captain's side, we'll go ahead and switch there. All right, we're going to go flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Let's do the after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Gear lever.
We're going to go flaps 1.
Off. Landing
November
and logo
24
lights.
Quebec, turn right, heading 1.
Hold on.
Those are going to stay on.
140, join the
Ignition.
localizer of Van Nuys.
Check.
Oh, fuel heat's got to come
Seatbelt and
on.
no smoking sign. Check. Back
Auto.
valves. Open. Fuel heat. Auto. After takeoff checklist completed.
Flaps up.
All right, we're going to accelerate to 250.
November 24 Quebec, you are 4 miles from Geneva.
Woo!
Maintain
That was a lot of work.
Until established on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 16 right.
Jeanette will maintain 5,000 until established and understand clear for the
That was a lot of work.
to Van Nuys, 16 right, 24 Quebec.
All right, we've got climb
Now
thrust
level
set.
off.
Oh, now we got the climb thrust set. We didn't really have it set properly. There's our climb thrust. And that was 1,400, I believe, after and approach. Just to verify, after Paradise, the altitude was 1,400 for Cactus 375 Heavy.
Cactus 375 Heavy, affirmative.
All right, 1,400 after Paradise, Cactus 375 Heavy. Thanks. All right, we're going to Paradise. We're 11 miles out. Go ahead and go Command B here. Not sure what this thing is doing. Should be going direct Paradise. Come on, you. Should be going direct Paradise. Looks like it's doing something. Oh, there we go. I mean, I could continue to hand flyer. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Because the autopilot seems to do some weird things in this airplane. Let's go ahead and do some hand flying here.
Cactus 375 Heavy, I wanted you at 6,000 until Paradise and then climbing after, but that's fine. Just climb maintain 14,000.
I'm so sorry. We misunderstood the instruction. We'll climb maintain 14,000 now. Cactus 375 Heavy. Oh, I guess I misunderstood the instruction. Oops.
November 1324 Quebec, contact Van Nuys Tower 11.
Oh, that's right. He did say that. Oops.
Contact Tower, thanks a lot for your help.
Pilot deviation.
Van Nuys Tower, Columbia, or Cessna 1324 Quebec is inbound ILS 16 right.
November 1324 Quebec, Van Nuys Tower, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 16 right, Van Nuys 1324 Quebec.
For 679
Thousand
Kilo
level
Juliet
off.
Long Beach, clearance standby. Cactus 375, contact LA Center 125.27.
2527, Cactus 375 Heavy.
10,000.
All right, we are definitely going to turn at this point towards Nickel.
Burbank ground. Sirius 123 Zulu Mike is ready to taxi IFR.
For 1230 Mike, Burbank ground, where are you parked?
At Millionaire, apologies. 123 Zulu Mike.
30 Mike, runway 15, taxi via Bravo.
15 via Bravo, 123 Zulu Mike.
All right, 12527. One 2527.
November 679 Kilo Juliet. Long Beach clearance clear to Paso Robles Airport via on departure.
All right.
Runway heading until 1,500 feet, then fly heading 270. Radar vectors to Ventura VOR and then as filed. Maintain 3,000. Departure frequency 134.9er. Squawk 4541.
Beautiful. LA Center, good afternoon. Cactus 375, 12,700, climbing 14,000.
For 679 kilojoule, read back, correct? Cactus 375, LA Center, climb maintain flight level 230.
Okay, climb with a level 230, Cactus
1000 level
375.
off.
All right, let's go ahead and accelerate to 300 here. And we're gonna go to 230. We're gonna accelerate the airplane to 200, or correction, 300 knots. And we're gonna set 300 here. All right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can't believe I made a mistake like that. I misunderstood, or I was just distracted. He did say after Paradise to climb to 14,000. I just blanked out. Yeah, no excuse for that. All right, so we are passing Nickel, and after Nickel, we'll be on Victor 63. That's going to take us to Paris. I'm sorry, Victor 64, not Victor 63. Thing does not want to accelerate. All right, let's go ahead and get the landing lights off. Start switches can come off. And once we get above 18,000, we'll go back to 2992. Yeah, it's a fun airplane to fly. Actually, she's really fun to fly. Let me get the volume down here. It's pretty loud. I'm not sure what the... Yeah, there we go. You know, she's definitely a lot of work to fly, but it is definitely a fun airplane. Let's see, the cabin is pressurizing. We got about a 5 psi difference in cabin pressure here. Everything else looks good. No issues here.
Cactus 375, heavy, contact LA Center, 124.62.
2462, Cactus 375, thanks. LA Center, good afternoon. Cactus 375, 16,400, climbing flight level 230.
Cactus 375, LA Center, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, Cactus 375. All right, we are climbing away at 300 knots. Listen to that wind noise. $11 miles to Hammett. We are over here. Not sure why this is not maps. Huh. Doesn't want to show me. Oh, there it is. Not sure why it shows me this and not the airways. Thing is slow. Yeah, well. No big deal. All right, 18,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and set the altimeters to standard, which is 2992.
24 Quebec, roger. Make sure you can stay on the tower frequency while you're still on the runway, and then if you want to switch when you're clear, that's fine. But taxi to parking the Alpha.
2992 set. Look at this thing. Look at her. That's Diamond Valley Lake below us. We are climbing away now. That's loud. That's Palm Springs on the other side of the mountain there. So we're currently 6.5 from HAP. If we look at our operational flight plan, we'll see how much fuel we should have available
Level off.
at HAP. If I could find it. Go ahead and set 290 here. There we go. So at HAP, 67,000 pounds of fuel. If you come over here, we're actually at 68,000 pounds of fuel. And we actually just passed HAP, so we're actually 1,000 pounds of fuel over. That's good. That is good. So our fuel burn is looking good, and our fuel is balanced. So the way the fuel system works is you burn from the center tanks first, and the reason for that is the wing bending moment. You want to reduce the weight that's near the root of the wing first, and then you work your way out. And since we don't have any fuel in the center wing tanks, the cross feeds can be off for those. We have fuel in number 3, number 2, which should match the fuel that's in number 4 and number 4 reserve. If you see here, we got 13,000 plus 3, that's 16, and they all match up, so everything looks good there. Everything looks good. Keep that climb thrust set. That's Palm Springs right down there. Palm Springs at the bottom. That's a Salton Sea right there. And we got about 100 nautical miles to go, actually. A little over 100 nautical miles. We've been airborne for 17 minutes now. Yeah. Fun stuff. Doing a lot of IFR shooting approaches with this thing. It's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of fun to do a hold with it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
1,000 level off.
We're going to go ahead and set Mach right there.
We're 6700 Kilo Julia, Long Beach Ground Runway 30, taxi via
Um,
Foxtrot Delta.
There is no ATIS for Lake Havasu. We have the AWAS 119.02, which we will set. So let's go ahead and set the AWAS here. (119.02). I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. And we'll maintain like Mach point. Yeah, we'll maintain 300 indicated. Try to conserve some fuel. Cruise. Yeah, that's fine. We'll maintain like 300. Maybe a little less. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the descent here. We'll do the descent and approach checklist, seatbelts, shorter harnesses. We'll do all that here fairly shortly. What I do want to do is brief the approach. We'll be doing the VOR. Lake Havasu's uncontrolled. 1227 is the CTAF. We're actually on the last. Oh no, we're not. We're not on the last frequency for LA Center. Well, let's brief this approach. The VOR Alpha issued 16 April 21, effective 22 April. 119.02. We've already got that in there. VOR needles 15.2139. Let's go ahead and set that. Final approach course of 139. We're going to go ahead and set 139 here. You know, we're currently burning 24,000 pounds an hour of fuel. £24,000 an hour. Right. Final approach fix is London at 3,500 MDA. Oops, that's not what I want to do. The MDA is, well, it's going to be circling Category D, 2,180. So we're going to use the highest minimums there, just because we're 747, and I'm just going to use the highest. 2,180 feet, which is 1,397. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. 1,397. Height above the ground, that's 1,400. That's set on the captain and the first officer's side. Now we're good there. And let's see here. Yeah, we'll get that a little lower there. Perfect. There's no timing for this approach, but yeah. We're heading towards Avery now. After Avery, we'll go to Needles. We have about 82 nautical miles to the airport. So pretty shortly here, we're going to start descending. And let's see our fuel burn, if we're burning what we should be burning. Let's see here. Avery. 64,600 pounds. Look at that. 64.3. That's pretty close. 64.6 is what I should have. So we're 300 pounds short. That's okay. That's good enough. All right, let's continue briefing the approach. In the event of a misapproach, it's a right turn to 6,000 direct to Needles and hold, and looks like it's a parallel entry if we do have to hold, which we're not going to. Weather is clear skies. We'll continue to climb in the hold until 6,000. We should be fine. Let's go ahead and we're probably going to take, I don't know, something over here. We'll see what they have in terms of space when we land. We're going to offload the passengers, unload new ones, and we're going to head to Ontario after this. And we'll just wait for him to give us a descent.
November 1230 Mike, Burbank Tower, runway 15, clear for takeoff.
Beautiful airplane. We've burned about 20,000 pounds of fuel, and we're burning about 20,000 pounds an hour right now. All right, let's go ahead and do the descent checklist. Oh, we'll go back to checklist.
Approach checklist, please.
Let's do that.
Seatbelts and shoulder harness. Check. Seatbelts and no smoking signs. On. Anti-ice. Off. Exterior lights. Check. Outer brakes.
Let's go ahead and set it.
Hold on.
Let's go
Radio, INS switch.
medium should be fine. We have 8,000 feet of runway.
Renata Kilo Juliet, contact SoCal departure.
Radio. Flight director computer selectors. Check. Brake pressure. Check. Spoilers. Damn.
Damn. Let's go ahead and set the spoilers. Or
700 Kilo
arm
Juliet,
'em.
SoCal departure, radar contact, come to maintain 6,000.
They're armed.
Armed. Altimeter. 1013. Set and cross check. Landing data, EPR, and airspeed bugs.
Cactus
Set and
375,
cross-check.
descend that
Seatbelts
pilot's
and
discretion,
shoulder
maintain
harness.
flight level 240.
Check.
All right, pilot session, flight level 240, Cactus 375.
Fuel heat.
30 the Mike, contact departure.
This.
240, let's go ahead and go down here. Yeah, we're gonna start descending. I was about to ask him for a descent because we have to basically lose. No, we're gonna descend down to 6,000 feet. Fuel heat, let's go ahead and get those off. All right, all right, all right. Off, 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 and off.
EPR computer. This.
Let's see here. EPR computer set to go around.
Go around. Cabin altitude. Check. Circuit breaker.
November 1230 Mike,
Check.
SoCal departure, radar contact.
Approach
Turn to the right,
checklist
heading
completed.
340, climb and maintain 1.
Yeah, we got to go down to 4,000 feet. So yeah, we've got to lose about 23,000 feet.
Cactus 375, contact LA Center 134.65.
3465, Cactus 375. All right, this is it. 3465. I don't think I'm going to get the LA Center, good evening, Cactus 375, flight level 270, descending flight level 240. We have the 1 minute weather for Lake Havasu.
Cactus 375, LA Center, descend pilot's discretion, maintain 10,000.
All right, pilot discussion 10,000, Cactus 375, and we'd like the VOR Alpha approach.
Roger, have your request.
Yeah, 10,000.
Renata Kilo Juliet, turn left heading 250, contact LA Center, correction, SoCal departure on 125.2.
I gotta get this thing to descend a little bit more here. There we go. Yeah, you can't get the weather at an uncontrolled airport in Pilot Edge. It just doesn't work. So what we'll do is I'll just go get the ATIS or I'll get the METAR from aviation weather here at Lake Havasu. Which is altimeter's 29084 over there. So we'll go ahead and set that. Yeah, we're still quite a ways out here. Or we're not, we're 38 miles from Needles. So we're not that far. And we still got to lose 17,000 feet. Yeah, so we've got quite a bit of altitude to lose still.
For 900 Kilo Juliet, contact LA Center 135.5, they'll have on course. For 1230 Mike, clear direct Lang, Lima Alpha, November Golf Echo, join the departure. LA Center, Phenom 679 Kilo Juliet at
Let's get the belly shot. Belly shot. Look at that thing. She's beautiful.
700 Kilo Juliet, Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight level 230, clear direct San Marcos VOR.
Let's go ahead and give her some speed brake here.
Cactus 375, cross Needles VOR at 6,000, cleared VOR Alpha, approach, report Needles inbound.
Right, cross Needles VOR at 6,000, and then clear VOR Alpha approach, and we'll report Needles inbound, Cactus 375. All right, we got to get this thing to descend a little quicker, because we're actually 30 miles from Needles, and we got to lose 14,000 feet. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Well, definitely not going to be a 3-degree glide slope here, so I'm going to have to do about 3,000 feet a minute. I got speed brakes out, so that should help. All right, 2984. We'll go ahead and set that. All right, we got the altimeter set. Once we get to 10,000, we will go ahead and get the ignition switches on, get the landing lights back on, and we're just descending at like 3,000 feet a minute because we're trying to make that crossing restriction.
For 9 Kilo Juliet, contact LA Center 133.2. 133.2, Juliet. 30 Mike, contact.
We're going to let them know we're not going to make the crossing restriction. And LA Center will be unable to make the crossing restriction at Needles and have to hold in lieu for Cactus 275.
There may be 3 actually at the same time. November 679 Kilo Juliet,
Oh.
LA Center, climb maintain flight level 280.
The problem is you can't hear anybody else on the other frequencies.
Cactus 375, roger, I understand. Just report when your Needles inbound on the approach.
All right, we'll report Needles inbound, Cactus 275, thanks. All right, that's going to make things a lot easier because I got to slow below 250 here, and I'm never going to be able to do that at this rate of descent with speed brakes extended. I'm doing 270 knots right now, and then I can at least retract the speed brake, arm it. There's no way we're going to make the restriction there.
Mike LA Center, climb maintain 1.
All right, let me go ahead and ID needles.
15,000. Roger, Zulu Mike.
I'll go down to 6 here. I got ID needles, so let's do that. All right, that's it. That's needles. Let's get the lights on. Let's get the switches on. All right, needles is ID'd. Yeah, we got to slow this thing to 250, so. Yeah, there's like no way I'm going to make it.
10,000.
And stay below 250 knots. Just no way. It's impossible. All right, so after needles, we're going to fly outbound 319 for a minute. Then we're going to make a left turn inbound. So I'm going to go ahead and set 319 in VOR 2. Let's go ahead and do that. Because we're going to manually fly this approach. And then our inbound course will be 139. I'm going to go ahead and bug 319 here as well. I don't know, maybe I might be able to make it. I only got to lose 3,000 feet, but we're like 5 miles out, so yeah, probably not. Probably not going to make it. All right, so we identified needles. Needles is ID'd. And let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and disable the autopilot. What I will do, though, is I'm going to put the CTAF 1227 in, because that is the common traffic advisory frequency there. And we're still direct. All right, speed check. We're going to go flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
All right, flaps 1. Next checklist is the before landing checklist. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn 319er. Get that off. Autopilot is disengaged. I've already got 319er bugged. All right, speed check, flaps 5.
1,000 level off. Flaps 5.
We're going to fly that outbound for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. 1 minute. All right, that's been 30 seconds now. We have about 400 feet to lose. There's 6,000. Do not want to go below it because we were not cleared. Well, we actually were cleared for the approach, but All right, let's turn inbound. And let's go ahead to send back. Let's send down to 4,000 at this point because we were actually cleared for the approach. And then we'll let them know that we're inbound. And I'm gonna go ahead and set 139 on the course. Right, 139 is set. We're gonna turn to a heading of like 109, 30-degree intercept, so we can intercept that. All right, that's set.
LA Center is here. It's 122 Zulu Mike. Is there any chance we can speed up the sim on our end? Our sim block ends in about 15 minutes.
For 3 Zulu Mike, yeah, that's approved until, and 3 Zulu Mike, change to my frequency 134.65, but that's approved. I'll try and get you back to normal speed around WIG.
Roger, thank you. What was the frequency again? 122 Zulu Mike?
It's 134.65.
13465, 122 Zulu Mike, thanks again.
Flaps 10.
Speed check. LA Center, CAX 375, inbound Needles.
Cactus 375, thank you. Report your IFR cancellation or missed approach in the air this frequency. We're on the ground on 122.2. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Okay, we'll cancel when we have the airfield in sight. Change advisory frequency approved. CAX 375. Holy crap. All right, let's go ahead and maintain 4 until we cross over the VOR. And I believe that is the field right there. Okay, gear down, flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Actually, LA Center, we're going to go ahead and cancel IFR at this time for CAX 375.
LA Center is here. It's 122
Gears
Zulu
down,
Mike,
green light.
We're 1230 Mike. LA Center sim rating is approved. Thank you. Just resume normal speed after the Daggett VOR.
Alright, we'll resume normal speed after Daggett VOR. Thank you, 122 Zulu Mike.
Cactus 375, radar service
Flaps
terminated.
25.
Squawk VFR frequency change approved. Good day.
All right, service center, squawk VFR for change approved. CAX 275, thanks. Oh, I gotta go 1200 now. Oh, this is not easy. I'm trying to get this thing. Oh my god. I'm trying to hit 1200 here, but it won't. All right, I think I got this. I got the airport in sight. All right, and we're gonna change frequencies here. We are about 6 miles out. Like Havasu traffic, Cactus 375, approximately 6 miles to the north. And we'll be landing straight in for, what runway is that? And we'll be landing straight in for runway 14, Lake Havasu traffic. All right, so it's all uncontrolled here, so.
Flaps 30.
I got the runway in sight, so we're just gonna do it visually at this point. Our VREF is, oh, we did not calculate that, did we? Previous list. This thing is so annoying. Gears
Landing
down.
checklist. Gear. Down and check.
Down and check. Flaps.
Flaps set.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Yep, we got
Ignition.
runway in sight.
Flight start.
Anti-skid.
Check.
Oh,
Altimeter.
Lake Havasu traffic. Cactus 375. Approximately 3 miles north. We'll be landing straight in when we 14.
Landing checklist.
Lake Havasu traffic.
Terrain. Pull up.
Disregard. We've cleared the terrain at this point, so. All right. All right, our VREF is 140. We're a little bit high here. Probably a little more than a little bit here.
1000.
Oh, Lord.
Sync rate.
All right, let's circle.
Sync rate.
Way too high.
500.
All right, we're going to land runway 32. Yeah, that was very unstabilized, so no, I definitely wasn't going to do that. And then the winds are calm here anyway, so we'll land 32. Havasu traffic X 375 is circling for a left downwind for 32. Okay, Havasu traffic. Let's go ahead and circle, because that was, yeah, I wasn't liking that. Did not like that at all. Very unstabilized. All right, gears down, flaps 30. Let's make sure we don't go above 160 because we got 30 flaps. We are going to circle a 747, so that sounds like fun. There's runway. I got it. Just kind of slowly descend here. We're kind of low actually, so let's stop the descent. We're maintaining VREF, so all right, that's much better. I just overshot a little bit, but that's okay. A little bit of an overshoot. Havasu traffic X 375, final 32. Havasu traffic.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
500.
I got a 100-foot wide runway here.
Sync rate.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right,
Check reverse.
reverse. Speed brakes up. some reason, the spoilers did not want to extend. That wasn't too bad.
Auto brake off.
All right, we can manually brake. There's 60 knots.
Out
Let's go
off
ahead and
reverse.
disengage the
60 knots.
reverses. Oh, we can start manually braking here just a little bit. I got plenty of runway. The problem is going. Yeah, we're gonna have to go all the way to the end. That was crazy.
Disconnected.
Let's go ahead and replay that. Let's see that. Let's see that. No, don't freeze up on me. Let's take a look at that landing. All right. Let's take a look at that. Holy crap. Oh God. Wow. That was crazy. Let's go ahead and get the APU on. We can get those off. I'm not sure where we're going to park this thing. I guess we're going to have to park it over here. There's really no ramp space for this thing. Let me get the body gear steering on. There we go. I landed at Havasu City. Uh, with a 747. That's gotta be funny. That was funny. Are we gonna clear this hangar? What do you think? Nope. No. Oh yeah, look at that. I cleared it. Oh. They knew we were coming. They knew we were coming, so they lowered the hangar for us. Oh, let's see where my wife's at. It's already 1700, so she's still over there. Might as well do another flight. Might as well. All right, we're gonna park this girl, and once we park her, we'll set the parking brake. We already got the APU on. Close that. Close the APU bleed until we're ready to use it. All right, we will. Now we're gonna find somewhere to park this girl. Oh, we didn't get the landing lights off.
Parking brake set.
And oh, come on, you guys, come on, off. Here we go. Get those things off. All right. So we just landed at Havasu City. What we're gonna do is we're gonna file IFR, and we're gonna depart from Havasu City back to Ontario, California. And we're gonna go ahead and plan that right now. Actually, flight plan's already there in SimBrief. All we have to do is unload this one, and there we go. Let's see here. Let's see, what is the ops departure procedure? If we depart runway 34, let's see here. Or 32 rather, not 34. Climbing left turn, hitting 29, intercept ED, and continue climb and holding pattern east, right turns 257 inbound. So it's a climbing left turn on a 290 heading. Tap the 155 radial. And that's east, and its right turns 250 inbound. Or 257 inbound. So that's going to be a direct entry, probably, most likely, for this departure, because there's no SID here. So now we're going to go back here and let's see here. ED 257 inbound. Road intercept the 155. And then it's right turns. Yeah, that's direct entry. All right, so what we're going to do is going to go ahead and set the inbound. Let's see here. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Well, they want us to be on a 155 inbound. Well, the reciprocal of 155 is, let's see, 325 or 335. So 335 is what I should have set here. 290 initially. So we're going to set 290 here. I'm going to set 290 to intercept the 155 radial. And yep, it's a climbing left turn heading 290. Right turns 257 inbound. All right, about 6,100 before proceeding on course. So yeah, we got to cross at above 6,100. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. All right, and then let's go back to our operational flight plan here. See where we're at. In terms of fuel, we need. That's not right. Ah, damn it! This fuel's in kilos. No wonder. I gotta refile this. Or let's go ahead and redo a flight plan here. So we're gonna unload this one. And we're gonna go to flight plan. And then we're gonna go new flight. Airline. We said we're 375 now. Parting KHII, arriving KONT. Alternate, we don't really need. Aircraft type, Boeing 747-200. No, that's 737. Come on. Boeing 747-200. And let's see here. We have Mach 0.85, fuel factor, we're going to go plus 10. They seem to be burning 10 to 12% more than what, I don't know, SimBrief tells us. So that's why we're just going to add 10% to that. And there's no other variant of the airframe. I don't know why it always defaults to kilos. We don't need all that. We don't need ETOPS, no TIMs that we don't really need. It's not real world. We're going to depart runway 32, arrive, yeah, I suppose 26 left, because that's where the, no, we're going to go 26 right, because we're going to go to the terminal. Altitude 280, well, 280 is fine. Zero fuel weight of 500,000 pounds. Fuel planning. We'll go ahead and, yeah, 60 minutes of contingency fuel is fine. Taxi fuel, 500 pounds should be enough. The runway's pretty close to us right now. And let's see here. We'll just do 29 Palms to Palm Springs and the Cedar 5 arrival. We'll see. ATC most likely will probably amend this. I don't know if this is a, you know, a common route. So we'll file this and we'll see what they say. We'll generate the flight. Yeah. So anyway, let's see here. All right, so let's see, 80,000, 111 pounds of fuel. I think we've got a tailwind now. No, we don't actually. I don't know why. Only 30,000 pounds of fuel. Okay, or 80,000 pounds. Cool. That everything here looks good. And what we're going to do is pre-file it on pilotage. And we're America West, or Cactus 375. That's their. And everything here looks good. We're a Slant Zulu aircraft. We're going to file a flight plan. Flight plan's filed. Now what we're going to do is we'll come in here and import flight from SimBrief. Let's look at the 80,111 pounds. And let's see here, refuel. We're going to add, there we go, 27,000 pounds. Well, instant refuel, instant refuel. And payload is already set. It's definitely starting to get warm. That's for sure. All right. The fuel elevation here at Lake Havasu is 783 feet. Yeah, that's pretty close. So altimeters are set. We'll just keep them right where they're at. Everything else is fine. We probably should have got the probe heats off here when we shut down, but we didn't. It's okay. Everything else is good. And then all this is good. And then the boost pumps should have came off. Let's get those off for now until we're ready to go, and then we'll do all this. Off, 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 and off. And let's get the packs on here. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to call up LA Center to get our clearance, 3465. Or, wait a second, it's 122.2. Oh, no, wait, it's 122.2. That's like calling the number. 122.2. So come over here. I'm going to put 122.2. And we're going to call up clearance delivery on 122.2. And we're going to pick up our IFR before we go into the FMC or anything like that. And clearance delivery, Cactus 375 Heavy is on the ground at Hotel India, India. Would like to pick up our IFR to Ontario. Oh, wrong frequency. 122.2. Wrong frequency. Clearance delivery, good afternoon. Cactus 275 Heavies on the ground at Hotel India, India. I'd like to pick up our IFR to Ontario. Let's see if that works. Because I remember it's 122.2. Pretty sure. Let's see here. Yeah, it is. It's 122.2. For some reason it's not working. Let's see here. Yep, 22.2. Doesn't want to work. Well, let's try 13465 then. Oh, you know what? I disconnected from Pilot Edge. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. I disconnected from Pilot Edge and yeah, we're 375 again. Yeah, that would help if I was connected to the
Connected to Pilot Edge.
if I was connected to the network. That would make a big difference, you know? Let's go ahead and let's contact clearance delivery now. Hey, I got 3 viewers. Wow, that's the most I've ever gotten so far. Right, welcome to the stream. We're currently over here at Lake Havasu, and we're going to be getting our clearance here. I just wasn't logged into the network. LA clearance. Good evening, Cactus 375 Heavy is on the ground at Hotel India, India. I'd like to pick up our IFR to Ontario. Let's see what they give us. I'm on the right frequency, 122.2.
Cactus 375 Heavy, LA Center, clear to Ontario Airport as filed.
Oh, really?
10,000, expect flight level 280, 10 minutes after departure. Los Angeles Center, frequency 134.65. Squawk 5053, hold for release.
We're clear to the Ontario International Airport as filed. Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 280, 10 minutes after. 134.65, squawking 5053, and we will hold for release, Cactus 375 Heavy.
Cactus 375 Heavy, read back correct, advise when you're number 1, ready for departure.
All right, we'll advise we're number 1, Cactus 375 Heavy, thanks. All right, so 5053, we're going to put that in the box over here. 5053. All right, so they didn't amend our route. That's good. So we can come over here now, and we'll go to flight plan, and we're going to go, let's see here, Kilo, Hotel, India, India. And then what we're going to do is put Ontario in there. Kilo, Oscar, November, Tango. And we're going to put needles in initially. Our route today, or, well, today, yeah, sure, is going to be direct 29 Palms, direct Palm Springs, and then the Cedar 5 arrival into Ontario for 26 right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put needles, which is Echo Echo Delta, because we're going to go there first anyway. And I'm gonna go ahead and go direct 29 palms, Tango, November, Papa. And it's going to be 114.2. And then we're gonna go direct Palm Springs. It's Papa, Sierra, Papa. Direct Palm Springs, which is, yeah, 115.5. And then it's the Cedar 5 arrival. So we're going to go and go departure and arrival, and we are going to find the Cedar 5 for 26 right, and sure, Palm Springs transition, and we're going to execute. So the obstacle departure procedure out of here is a fly heading, if we're taking off runway 32, we're going to fly heading 290 to intercept the 155 radial out of Needles, and which is basically 335 inbound, and it's going to be a direct entry to the VOR, which is 257 as an inbound course. Yep, so that is going to be the obstacle departure procedure out of here. All right, good. Yeah, that's great. And the Cedar 5, so we have 29 Palms, Palm Springs, and then from Palm Springs, let's go ahead and look at the Cedar 5 arrival here. Alex Bands Cedar. So I've got Alex, I think that's Alex. I don't know how it's pronounced, but Bands Cedar Pettis. And from Pettis, we'll get the ILS 26 right, most likely, because this airplane is slant Zulu. We can't shoot any GPS approaches with it. And we'll come over here, and the ILS 26 right. We'll pin that in our sim brief here. And Pettis is actually an initial approach fix, and that leads us right into the approach. Perfect. Excellent. All right. Sounds good. And we're going to go ahead and go departure arrival. We're going to go ahead and put the ILS in. ILS 26 right. And yeah, we'll go from Pettis. We'll execute. And let's make sure. So we got Pettis, Z Blue, Edso, Wunak, whatever that is. I don't see that. Ediso runway 26. For some reason, Wunak's not there. Whatever, it's fine. We're not going to be using the FMC for this, so. And then the mist is also there as well. All right, sounds good. All right, we're going to come over here and let's do our performance calculation for takeoff. Takeoff will be flaps 10. We're currently at 584.93. The altimeter is 29.78, but that doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's not, because the field elevation here is like 750 feet, so that doesn't seem right. 783, actually. Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't seem right. And we'll set our V speeds here. 129, 136, 151 on the V speeds. And we've bugged the V speeds as well. Yep, and the pitch trim is 4.2 units. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get the hydraulic system 3 on, and we're going to go ahead and set the trim 4.2. Right about there. And we can get that off. Perfect. And we'll come back over here. V speed's already set. V2 is 151, so we're going to go 161, 10, V2 plus 10 initially till 1,000 feet. Then we'll set cruise or climb power, and we'll accelerate. That's pretty much it. All that set. All right, checklist. All right, we're good here. We don't really need to do the before start again because all that stuff's already been done. Emergency exit lights, seat belts, auto brakes checked and off. Yep. Autopilot, flight director, takeoff warning. Sure, we can check that. All right. GPWS, we've already checked. Flight directors, instrument reserve, brake valves closed, spoilers are down. All that looks good. Rudder nail on trim.
Checklist completed.
Let's reset this. Let's do the
Battery on.
before start.
APU panel. Check.
Yep.
Auxiliary power. Check. Engine oil quantity. Check. Fuel quantity. 80457 pounds.
We're good. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. Yeah, no. Like, hey, I got 4 people. I was like, wow, I actually got 4 people. Are they going to stay? Nope. People, I mean, I get it. This is boring. Some people like this fuel panel. Let's go ahead and check it and set. Yeah, the center pumps are off. There's no fuel there.
Check and set. Pressurization controls.
Flight level 280.
Check and set. Bleed controls. Let's see.
All right. On, and on.
Check
Off, and
set.
off.
Hydraulic quantity. Check.
Well, let's see here what the
Go around. Circuit breakers. Check. Indicator lights. Check. Electrical panel.
29905 on the altimeter. Okay.
Air conditioning controls. Check and set. Fire control and wing overheat panels. Check and set.
All right, we're gonna put 2995.
Check. Passenger oxygen. Check. Hydraulic panel. Check.
All right,
and
check,
set.
check. ADPs are
Checklist
checked.
completed.
Next checklist is the after start. We'll go ahead and reset that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start at this point. And we'll be flying right seat as well. We're FO today again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here to the APU panel, make sure the bleed air is open. We have about 42 pounds of duct pressure here. For start, we need at least 40, so we're good there. Everything else here looks good. Fuel panel's already set. So we're gonna come over here and let's go ahead and get the start valve
Ready to start the
open.
engines. Ready for engine start.
And we're gonna go ahead and use system 2 today for start.
Starting engine 4.
Starter valve open.
Okay, start valves open. We have N2 rotation. We have oil pressure. When we get to 20%, we will introduce fuel. And there's 20.
20% and 2.
All right, fuel on.
Fuel on.
Keep our hand on the fuel lever just in case we have a hot start. It looks like we have light off. We have N1 rotation. Just make sure that we don't have any hot starts here. Doesn't look like a hung start, so we're good there. Everything's looking good. N1. All right, there's starter cutoff. Let's go ahead and use system 2 for engine 3 as well. So we use system 1 last flight.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open.
All right.
Engine stabilized.
We have N2 rotation, oil pressure. And my wife's calling me.
20% and 2.
Hi, how you doing?
Fuel on. Lights up.
On the simulator. I'll be done by the time you're done. I'll be done by the time you come back. Just doing a short flight.
We just left Escobina, so
Okay.
probably
No problem.
Keanu's fell asleep in the car, so yeah, we'll probably head back
Okay. All
once
right.
we get to your rooms. Okay, then enjoy your day.
Starter off.
Everything was good?
Yeah, everything was good.
All right. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I love you. I'll see you soon.
Okay, love you too.
Engine stabilized.
All right. Yeah, you know, the wife calls, you got to answer. I don't know if you're married, whoever you are. My only one viewer. All right, so engine stabilized. Let's go ahead and start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
Start valves open. We have N2 as well. Rotation. We have oil pressure. High pressure compressor. Oil pressure. And once we get to about 20%, we want to introduce a fuel. Because this girl
20%
needs
and
fuel, and she needs a lot of it.
Fuel on.
Fuel's on.
Light up.
We'll keep our hand
Santa Barbara
on
clearance,
that
charge
fuel
612
lever in
clear,
case we have a hot start. EGT is increasing normally.
6132, Santa Barbara clearance, go ahead.
Looking good, and 1 as well.
28A/uniform requesting flight following
Everything's looking good.
Starter off.
Starter off. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1 using system 2.
Starting engine 1.
November 132
Starter valve
on
open.
departure, fly runway heading.
Engine stabilized.
All right.
Maintain VFR
There's
3000 until advised.
N2, oil pressure.
Frequency 120.55, squawk 1342.
We get to 20%. We're going to introduce fuel. Let's go ahead and do that.
And 2.
Come on, you.
Fuel on. Fuel on.
Fly runway
Light
heading,
up.
maintain
And we've got
3000.
EGT rising.
Departure is 125.
Make sure we don't have any hot starts, so we'll keep our finger on the fuel lever just in case. And 1 also increasing as well.
Roger, verify departure frequency 120.55.
Starter off.
120.55, 132.
All right.
132, read back correct.
So what we're going to do at this point is the beacon is already still on here, so we're good.
Engine stabilized.
Let's get the probe heats on. Runway turn off lights can come on. We'll come over here to the flight engineer panel. We're going to close the engine generator bus ties. And then we're going to go ahead and kill the APU. And then we're going to close the split breaker there. We're going to get the galley power on. Galley chillers on. We're going to get the packs on. Pumps are on. Cargo heat is on normal. Hydraulic pumps on as well. And this looks good to me. We're going to go flaps 10. We're going to do our flight control check. So left aileron and flapper on. Right aileron, flapper on. Elevators up, elevators down. Both rudders, both split rudders, left and right rudder. Flight controls free and correct. And we'll do the after start checklist here.
Flight recorder.
On.
We'll go ahead and kill the parking brake.
Start switches.
Off.
Beacon lights.
And let's see here. We have
Check.
CTAF is 122.7.
Idle detent.
That's not what I wanted. Okay.
Engine anti-ice.
Off.
This thing has a mind of its own.
Electrical panel.
I'm using this.
Check.
Uh,
Brake valves.
why is it doing all that?
All
Woo!
warning lights.
Doesn't like something.
Out. Hydraulic panel.
Wow.
Check. Flight recorder. On.
I'm not sure why it's doing all that.
Checklist completed.
Holy crap. Hold on. I think I know what the problem is. Let's go to graphics. No, track IR is not on. I don't know why it's doing all that. Okay. Well, I guess we're not going to be using the head tracking. It doesn't like something. Let me go ahead and stop it. And then let's go ahead and start it. Let's see if it makes a difference here. Come on, you. It's doing all this crazy glitchy stuff. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know why it was doing that, but that's fine. All right, 122.7 we're going to go ahead and put down here for our CTAF because Lake Havasu is an uncontrolled airport. There we go. And then we already have LA Center in. It's nice not having to push back, that's for sure. And we're going to hold short of runway 32. This thing to start moving here. All right, so 290 initially to intercept the 155 radial, which I've already got set. And then it's 257. Let's go ahead and set 257 here, just in case. All right, that's already set. Hopefully I don't break any taxiway lights. On the way here. All right, so center told us to advise when we're holding short, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's, you would think. This girl needs a lot of thrust to move. She needs quite a bit of thrust to move. I had a like the somebody I had a like on my video and somebody unliked it. Does it cancel out? No, it doesn't. Whoever liked the video ended up unliking the video, so oh, that's okay. I don't care. That's okay. I think I'm gonna stop streaming anyway. At this point, because I'm the only one in the stream. All right. Oh, I did not do the tax checklist.
Taxi checklist completed.
Taxi checklist, please.
Flaps. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Takeoff data, EPR and airspeed bugs.
Damn.
Damn.
Stabilizer trim.
Set in green band.
Probe heat.
On.
Flight controls.
Check.
Yaw damper.
Oh, I didn't reset the fuel.
Check.
Seatbelt and shoulder harness.
Check.
APU. Off. Fuel heat. Off. Totalizer and gross weight.
Got to
Set.
reset the fuel.
Flight engineer and pilot panels. Check. Aft cargo heat. Normal. Seatbelt and shoulder harness. Check. Taxi checklist completed.
All right, tax checklist complete. We need to do the
Before takeoff checklist.
before takeoff checklist.
Icing considerations.
Check.
Cabin alert.
Check.
Oh, somebody's coming into land here. No way.
Hold on.
Transponder is set. We'll do that once we enter the runway.
Ignition.
Damn. Flight start.
Damn.
Body gear steering.
Hold on.
Same thing with that one.
Pressurization mode selector.
Fuel boost pumps, come
Auto.
on.
Fuel boost pumps.
Oh, they're already on.
On. Cross feed valves. Check.
Oh my
Before
gosh.
takeoff checklist completed.
Thing needs a bunch of thrust just to move, man. Alright, we're going to disable the body gear steering once we line up. And let's see here. We'll go ahead and go to center. LA Center, good evening. Cactus 375 is holding short of runway 32 at Hotel India. We're awaiting IFR release. Any day now. Let's go ahead and reset that. Oh, hold on. I don't think he's going to be able to get me. Let's see, 122.2 here. I think he's not getting me because we're on the ground here, so. Yeah, let's try that. And LA Center, good evening. Cactus 375 Heavies, holding short runway 32 at Hotel India, waiting IFR release.
Cactus 375 release for departure. Clearance void if not off in 10 minutes. If you're not off in 10 minutes, advise intentions this frequency not later than 15 minutes. Change to advisory frequency approved.
All right, clearance void if not off in 10 minutes. If not off in 10 minutes, advise no later than 15 minutes on this frequency. And, change to advisory Cactus 375 Heavy. It's been a while since I've done one of those. All right, let's go ahead and we got the start switches on. Lights on, off, off, off. Okay, finals clear, right and left. Lights, camera, action. We're gonna go ahead and do here. Transponder TARA. Oh, come on, you. This thing just, it requires so much thrust just to get it to move. It's, oh my god. And we're not even at gross weight. We're maximum takeoff weight here. It's just that, I don't know why. Alright, this runway's only 100 feet wide, so. Alright, let's go ahead and disengage the body gear steering. And we'll go ahead and get her on the center line here. Engine stabilized, and let's go ahead and set takeoff thrust here. Okay, takeoff thrust is set. 80 knots. V1, rotate. And coming up on V2. Right, positive rate of climb. Gear up. All right, at 400 feet, we're gonna go ahead and turn to a heading of 290. There's 400 feet. We're gonna climb at V2 plus 10.
Gears up.
Let's go ahead and contact them. All right, gears up, and we'll go ahead and go to off here. LA Center, good afternoon. Cactus 375 Heavies just departed Hotel India, 2,500, climbing 10,000 direct needles.
Cactus 375, LA Center, ident.
Ident, Cactus 375 Heavy.
Cactus 375 Heavy, radar contact, I'll call it 10 miles south. Needles VOR, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230, Cactus 375 Heavy. And did you want us to execute the ODP for now, 375 Heavy?
No, you don't have to do the ODP. You never have to do the ODP.
Okay. And I'm sorry, say again for the altitude, Cactus 375 Heavy.
Cactus 375 Heavy, flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Cactus 375 Heavy, thanks. All right, well, no ODP, so we can go direct 29 Palms. And let's go ahead and go direct 29 Palms. All right, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to set cruise power here. Or not cruise, climb rather. We're going to 230 now. Let's go to climb power. Come on, baby. Climb powers. All right, and that is a about a 233 course. We're going to go ahead and set 233 here. All right, 230, which we didn't set in the MCP. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, 230 set. All right, we're going to go ahead and go flaps 5. Let's do the after takeoff checklist. Come on, come on.
After takeoff checklist. Gear lever. Off. Landing and logo lights.
Landing lights are going to stay on for now.
Ignition.
Check.
Seatbelts and no smoking sign. Check.
All right, we're going to go flaps 1.
Wait.
Flaps
Packs
1.
are going to come on here. Let's go ahead and get the packs on.
Open. Fuel heat.
Fuel heat can come on
Wait.
as well. Auto, 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 and auto.
After takeoff checklist completed.
All right, we got climb thrust set. And we're direct 29 Palms. We're just hand flying her, you know. I mean, she's actually really fun. Fun airplane to hand fly. Fun airplane to hand fly. Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Go ahead and set 250 here. All right, so we are direct 29 Palms. All right, there's 10,000. Lights off.
10,000.
And ignition switch is off. and go INS here as well. And let's accelerate to 300 at this point. All right, let's go to EPR. And let's accelerate here. I'm trying to get this thing to accelerate, but it doesn't want to. I don't know. I'm still having trouble using this autopilot. This autopilot is kind of weird. It is a weird autopilot, that's for sure. Let's see, Ontario. Let's go ahead and have 109.7. Oh, that's the ILS. I need the ATIS 12465.
Texas 375, contact LA Center 124.62.
124.62, Cactus 375. LA Center, good evening, Cactus 375, as 14,600 climbing, flight level 230, direct 29 pumps.
Texas 375, LA Center, climb and maintain. Flight level 280.
Climb and safe flight level 280, Cactus 375, thanks. Right, 2425. I don't know why it keeps doing that. All right, get the seatbelt sign off, and the no smoking can come off. People want to smoke, they can do that. I don't care. I know. I had a like. All right, well, we're direct 29 Palms, about what, 30 miles out there from 29 Palms. Let's go ahead and reset these. All good.
November 62350, San Luis ground, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
All good, all good. Well, while we're just sitting here fat, dumb, and happy, let's brief this arrival, shall we? Cedar 5 arrival in Ontario, effective 13 September 24. Radars required, ADF required, AME required. We have all those. Routing, expected final approach course. Receiver, yeah, SB292. To the Pettis NDB. Expect ILS approach. Which we've already got Pettis in anyway, so that works. Can identify it that way. Yeah, that'll work just fine. There's no crossing. 16,000 at Palm Springs, so that's the only crossing restriction. We'll be at 280, so just got to lose 12,000 feet. He's at 16,000. Nothing else after that, what I could see. Yep, that's it. And center, we'll be back in approximately 30 seconds for Cactus 375 maybe. Ugh.
November 26132, contact Point Magoo approach 124.7.
Cactus 375 is checking in. All right. And then 36 nautical miles, so yeah. All right, so we got to start planning this.
International Airport. ATIS information Tango. 2353 Zulu. Wind 240 at 12. Gust 20. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 1000. Temperature 24. Dew point 11. Altimeter 299 or 5. Arriving and departing runways 26 left, 26 right. Visual approaches in use. ILS runway 26 left approach in use. CFR departures at clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Reback runway assignments and hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You have information Tango. Ontario International Airport. ATIS information uniform. 005
Oh, uniform.
Zulu. Wind 230 at 12. Gust 19er. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 10,000.
approach Camry, altimeter
22. 2.11. Altimeter 299 or 6. Arriving and departing runways 26 left, 26 right. Visual approaches in use. ILS, runway 26 left approach in use DFR departures, contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information uniform. Ontario International Airport, ATIS information uniform. 0053 Zulu. Wind 230 at 12, gust 19er. Visibility 10.
Oh, the arrival's been briefed, so we're good there. What's the cross? 6,000. And center, do you want us to center descent for Cactus 275?
Cactus 375, set a maintain, 16,000 for now.
All right, 16,000, and we may not be able to meet that restriction, Cactus 375.
That's why I didn't give you the specific crossing restrictions to descend to 16,000.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Cactus 375.
Don't nosedive for me.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
Actually, Cactus 375, let's do it this way. Cross Palm Springs at or above 16,000, then descend and maintain 13,000.
All right, cross Palm Springs at or above 16,000, and then after Palm Springs, descend maintain 13,000. Cactus 375, thanks. All right, then 13,000 after. All right, descent checklist. All right, we're doing medium. That's 7,500 feet, so it's fine. VREF is 1 and 1. We'll set the bugs. Let's see your checklist.
Approach checklist, please.
Seatbelts and shoulder harness.
Check.
Seatbelts and no smoking signs.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's get that on.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Let's go ahead and put 13,000 here because it's not going to matter. We're not going to make that restriction anyway. So we'll just have 13,000 up here.